Now, let's have a look at Meghan Markle being weird and inauthentic.
She's been mocked at Paris Fashion Week.
It started, as many royal stories do, with something surprisingly small, a handbag.
But in
Not just any
Balenciaga's front
handbag,
row,
but a limited
you could hear
edition
whispers instead of
Balenciaga
applause.
cash clutch,
Meghan Markle
custom
walked
made
into
for
Paris
Zara
expecting
Tindall, the daughter
thundershot
of
every
Princess
magazine
Anne.
editor wants.
The piece was
Yet,
intended
those
for
who
her
were
appearance
inside
at the
told a
Women in
different story.
Equine
Those
Leadership
whispers
Gala
carried
earlier
something
this
darker
month,
than bad
symbolizing her
reviews.
evolving fashion sense and growing presence as a modern business figure within the royal circle. According to reports, the bag, embossed with Zara's initials and held under reservation at Balenciaga's London showroom, went missing shortly before her team was set to collect it. Sources say quiet inquiries were made, and Balenciaga allegedly issued an apology, calling it a logistical error. No police report was filed, and Zara reportedly chose not to pursue the issue further. The story might have ended there, but weeks later, photos appeared to show a similar handbag carried by Meghan Markle at a private fashion meeting in Paris. The timing raised questions across fashion circles, though no official comment was made by either party. Insiders claim the incident led Balenciaga to pause discussions around Meghan's potential ambassadorship, though the brand has not confirmed this publicly. For Zara, who has long followed her own path as an equestrian, entrepreneur, and public figure, the moment quietly rekindled attention on the subtle tensions that sometimes surround the modern royal landscape.
That was awkward. Let's have another look at it.
Zara Tindall has chosen to live without a royal title, yet she remains well regarded both within the royal family and among the public. Known for her steady demeanor and preference for privacy, she has increasingly come to represent a modern form of British aristocracy, confident, independent, and effortlessly stylish. Zara Tindall is often described as composed, loyal, and quietly influential within royal circles. She rarely seeks attention, but when it arrives, she handles it with poise. This reputation made the recent handbag situation especially notable. Reports suggest that rather than responding publicly, Zara's office reached out to Balenciaga through formal channels, requesting an internal review to understand how a reserved item could appear elsewhere. Around the same time, Meghan Markle's team released a short promotional video teasing what appeared to be a new fashion initiative called Love with Meghan, featuring scenes from Paris and several accessories, including a handbag similar to the one linked to Zara. According to some observers, the release timing drew speculation, though neither Meghan nor Zara commented directly. Industry sources later noted that Meghan's appearance at Paris Fashion Week and her association with Balenciaga had not been officially confirmed by the brand's internal teams. While she was reportedly invited by a creative contact, her status as an ambassador or official collaborator was not reflected in company listings. Fashion analysts viewed the situation as an example of how public perception, timing, and branding can intersect, especially when high-profile figures and luxury labels are involved. Public reports have long suggested a degree of distance between Zara Tindall and Meghan Markle, though neither has ever addressed this directly. While Catherine, Princess of Wales, was often described as maintaining formal diplomacy in early interactions, sources claim Zara remained more reserved. According to one acquaintance quoted in past coverage, she viewed Meghan as highly strategic and preferred to keep her distance during family gatherings. Photographs from events such as the Queen's Platinum Jubilee and Prince Philip's Memorial appeared to show minimal interaction between them, though these moments may simply reflect protocol or timing rather than personal sentiment. Still, the handbag situation brought renewed attention to long-standing speculation about quiet tension within the extended royal circle. Princess Anne, known for her disciplined approach to royal duty, has not commented publicly on any of these reports. However, those close to the royal household describe both Anne and Zara as individuals who value discretion and prefer to address matters privately rather than through public statements. Following the handbag controversy, fashion insiders noted that Balenciaga began reassessing certain collaborations amid increased media interest. While Meghan's representatives reportedly described the Paris appearance as coincidental, anonymous company sources referenced internal discussions about brand partnerships. The broader story highlighted how public figures, fashion houses, and perception can intertwine, often leaving room for interpretation rather than clear answers. Reports surrounding the now discontinued RQL wardrobe project marked a turning point in the ongoing conversation about Meghan Markle's association with Balenciaga. According to documents circulated within the fashion industry, discussions between the Duchess and the brand were quietly paused pending further review. On February 15, 2026, a memo titled Contractual Freeze, Meghan Markle was reportedly sent internally by Balenciaga's legal department. The document, later referenced by several outlets, indicated that all pending collaborations would be suspended while questions regarding product access and brand alignment were assessed.
She, of course, spent the weekend there showing plenty of behind-the-scenes content. Now, let's just take a look at the Duchess strutting for the cameras.
The company made no public statement, opting instead for silence as speculation grew across fashion media. Industry sources suggested that Meghan had previously been considered for a sustainability-focused campaign, though this was never confirmed by Balenciaga. Shortly after reports of the contract pause surfaced, Meghan's representatives posted a series of social media statements addressing broader issues around gender bias and professional obstacles, without naming any specific organization. Observers noted the timing as significant, framing it as part of the ongoing scrutiny surrounding celebrity influence within major fashion houses. While some viewed the developments as a standard corporate review, others saw it as reflective of the delicate balance between public image, brand reputation, and media perception in the modern luxury market. While public discussion around Meghan Markle's fashion activity continued, Zara Tindall remained silent. Instead of addressing speculation, she appeared at the Cartier British Polo Awards in Gloucestershire, wearing a tailored white suit from an upcoming Victoria Beckham collection. The look quickly drew attention online, with fashion commentators describing it as polished and understated. Some within the industry viewed her appearance as a subtle reminder of Zara's composed public image rather than a response to any ongoing controversy. Her presence at the event reinforced her reputation for elegance and professionalism, qualities that often set her apart within the broader royal circle. Around the same period, Harper's Bazaar UK reported that Zara had been invited to appear on a future cover but had declined, citing prior commitments. The decision, while simple, was interpreted by observers as another example of her preference for maintaining focus on family and sport over media attention. According to royal correspondents, Princess Anne also began reviewing how members connected to the royal household engage with commercial partnerships. The effort was described by palace sources as a routine internal review, aligning with long-standing policies regarding royal associations and branding. Insiders suggested that Anne's approach reflected her belief in managing reputation through structure rather than public comment. Reports also indicated that she had reassembled a small advisory group on public image to ensure future royal engagements align with tradition while supporting a modern public presence. As Zara Tindall's profile continued to rise, Meghan Markle faced growing professional challenges. Public records and media reports indicated that the Archewell Foundation came under renewed review by U.S. tax authorities regarding its financial filings, though no official findings had been released. Around the same period, sources suggested that some of Meghan's former supporters, including filmmaker Tyler Perry, had stepped back from active involvement. Her Paris press appearances also received mixed reactions from industry observers, who described the campaign as struggling to connect with luxury audiences. Analysts noted a noticeable shift in her visibility within high-end fashion circles, where collaboration opportunities appeared to slow. Meanwhile, Zara maintained her steady reputation, continuing engagements and private work without public comment. Within royal and media commentary, she began to be seen as part of a quieter redefinition of modern royal influence, rooted in restraint and consistency rather than publicity. By early 2026, reports suggested that communication between the Sussexes and the wider royal family remained minimal. While no official statements were issued, the public narrative around both figures had clearly begun to diverge. Zara Tindall's growing prominence within royal and public life was seen by many commentators as a reflection of quiet influence rather than active ambition. Her composure during recent media attention was interpreted as a show of dignity, an approach that resonated strongly with the public. Shortly after the Paris headlines, reports surfaced of Lady Louise Windsor being seen leaving Zara's London residence. Observers noted the moment as symbolic of the close bond between the two, both having maintained relatively private lives within the royal sphere. Later, photographs emerged of Zara and Lady Louise attending a low-profile equestrian event hosted by the Duchess of Edinburgh, which sources described as a routine family gathering rather than a public statement. According to royal correspondence, the Duchess of Edinburgh has often served as a steadying presence across family circles, helping navigate periods of heightened media focus. Around this time, various reports suggested shifting dynamics between Meghan Markle and other royals regarding event participation and brand affiliations. None of the parties involved made public comments, leaving much of the discussion to interpretation by royal observers and the press. By early 2026, reports suggested that Meghan Markle's relationships with Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie had cooled. According to several media accounts, Meghan invited the sisters to a private dinner in Mayfair, reportedly framed as an attempt at reconciliation. Sources later claimed the meeting involved discussions about media coverage and professional independence, though no official details were confirmed. Observers noted that both Beatrice and Eugenie appeared cautious about public involvement in ongoing royal narratives. Analysts described their approach as pragmatic, reflecting lessons learned from previous media scrutiny surrounding the extended royal family. During this same period, Princess Catherine made her return to public life following her health recovery, attending a London charity gala on February 12, 2026. She wore a restored ivory gown originally belonging to Queen Elizabeth II, a choice that fashion historians interpreted as a symbolic nod to tradition and continuity. While Catherine and Zara Tindall are rarely photographed together, royal commentators often highlight their shared preference for discretion and professionalism. Meghan, meanwhile, continued to post brief social media reflections emphasizing independence and resilience, leaving audiences to draw their own conclusions about the evolving dynamics. By mid-February 2026, media coverage around Meghan Markle began to shift. Several UK publications that once portrayed her favorably adopted a more neutral tone, reflecting what commentators described as public fatigue with ongoing controversies. Editors noted that attention alone does not guarantee long-term support. Audiences tend to respond more strongly to consistency than to publicity. In contrast, Zara Tindall's public image appeared to strengthen. Her participation in a medical fundraiser in Cardiff reportedly helped raise significant funds for research, earning quiet recognition from both the press and charitable organizations. She was also mentioned in discussions about potential roles within British equestrian initiatives, though no official appointments were made. Leaked internal communications, referenced by journalists, suggested a broader realignment within royal public relations, focusing on figures perceived as stable and dependable, such as Zara, the Duchess of Edinburgh, and Lady Louise Windsor. Princess Anne, maintaining her long-standing reputation for discretion, was said to have led internal discussions about preserving the institution's integrity during a private meeting at Clarence House. According to attendees, her approach emphasized professionalism and restraint, without reference to individual personalities or disputes. According to palace insiders, Princess Anne's guidance following recent controversies emphasized discipline and composure over public reaction. Rather than engaging directly with speculation, she reportedly outlined an approach centered on measured silence, maintaining dignity through conduct rather than commentary. The aim, sources said, was to preserve institutional stability and avoid fueling further debate. Internal documents cited by royal correspondents referred to this strategy as a non-engagement protocol, reinforcing that official representatives would not respond to media cycles or social narratives. The focus, according to one aide, was on continuity and professionalism, allowing actions, not statements, to define the monarchy's image. Around the same period, reports emerged of renewed tension involving Meghan Markle's team and certain royal-affiliated organizations. Media outlets claimed that a legal letter was sent raising concerns about potential defamatory inferences. Some interpreted the move as a warning regarding privacy and communications, though no direct legal proceedings were confirmed. Palace sources described the situation as contained, noting that the institution's long-standing practice is to remain silent during public disputes. Observers viewed the moment as another example of the royal family's preference for restraint over reaction. Princess Anne reportedly advised royal staff not to respond publicly to Meghan Markle's recent actions, a strategy that appeared to extend beyond palace walls. Within the fashion industry, several outlets noted a quiet shift in perception. Following reports of tension during the Paris event, a number of luxury brands were said to have reconsidered potential collaborations with Meghan, though no formal statements were issued. In contrast, Zara Tindall's professional calendar continued to grow organically. She took part in several high-profile charitable and sporting events, including the Royal Charity Polo Invitational and the Commonwealth Youth Games. Her appearance in Harper's Bazaar UK's legacy and lineage issue was interpreted by some as further acknowledgement of her steady influence in both sport and style. When later asked about social media comparisons between herself and Meghan, Zara offered a brief, good-natured remark, emphasizing her focus on her equestrian work rather than publicity. The comment was widely shared and praised for its composure, reinforcing her image as calm and grounded amid heightened public attention. By early 2026, media reports indicated growing challenges within the Archewell organization, including staff departures and the suspension of several development projects. Around the same time, industry insiders claimed that new entertainment proposals connected to Meghan Markle were placed on hold, though official confirmation was limited. In public appearances and interviews, Meghan began signaling a shift toward wellness and women's empowerment initiatives. Some commentators interpreted her remarks about women with a voice as subtle references to ongoing royal discussions, though she did not name anyone directly. Meanwhile, Zara Tindall continued her charitable commitments, including travel to Botswana for a Commonwealth-supported equine development program. Observers noted the contrast in approach, one public-facing, the other quietly focused on service. By late February, Meghan appeared on a U.S. podcast titled Undaunted, discussing resilience and identity. Her tone was reflective, emphasizing the importance of speaking authentically while navigating public judgment. For many viewers, the episode highlighted the broader difference in how public figures within and beyond the royal family were choosing to define influence and dignity in the modern era. Meghan Markle's appearance on the Undaunted podcast drew mixed reactions. Production insiders later suggested she had requested greater editorial input than usual, leading some commentators to question how effectively the discussion conveyed her message about empowerment and resilience. Around the same time, public interest began shifting toward Zara Tindall, whose quiet presence and grounded demeanor gained significant positive attention online. Footage of her assisting at a Gloucestershire charity event and speaking at a Commonwealth panel circulated widely, with audiences praising her sincerity and composure. Fashion commentators described her evolving style as a reflection of quiet luxury, elegant and understated rather than performative. Zara's growing popularity was largely organic, fueled by admiration across social platforms rather than official publicity efforts. Her lighthearted online response about handling pressure, "I grew up in a house where horses had more tantrums than humans," resonated strongly with audiences. By late February 2026, reports surfaced that Princess Anne had written privately to Meghan. While the contents of the letter were never disclosed, palace sources described its tone as calm and measured, aimed at preserving respect and understanding between all parties. According to palace sources, Princess Anne's letter to Meghan Markle was described as reflective and encouraging, emphasizing that lasting influence comes from service and consistency rather than public attention. She reportedly invited Meghan to re-engage with charitable work in a spirit of collaboration and legacy, though no response was made public. Around the same time, Zara Tindall appeared on the cover of Country Life, where her continued involvement in community and sporting initiatives received positive attention. In contrast, U.S. tax authorities reportedly opened a formal review into the Archewell Foundation's financial operations, focusing on grant allocations and reporting practices. The organization stated through legal representatives that it remained committed to transparency and full compliance. Media analysts noted that the timing of the review intensified scrutiny surrounding Meghan's charitable ventures. Meanwhile, in the UK, royal communications teams were said to be reassessing prior collaboration policies to ensure clear boundaries between official patronages and external foundations. The overall tone within royal circles, sources added, remained focused on institutional steadiness rather than public confrontation. Zara Tindall reportedly declined to comment on ongoing speculation involving Meghan Markle, telling aides that her actions spoke for themselves. Princess Anne, meanwhile, was said to have coordinated with royal legal advisors to ensure that the monarchy remained separate from any external legal matters, maintaining the long-standing policy of institutional neutrality. Around this time, photographs circulated of Meghan in Los Angeles, prompting renewed media reflection on her public standing since stepping back from royal duties. Analysts noted the contrast between her visibility in US media and Zara's understated approach in the UK, where she continued her charitable and professional work largely outside the spotlight. In late February 2026, Zara quietly assumed a new role as Special Envoy for Heritage and Sport, a position recognizing her long-standing contributions to equestrian and Commonwealth initiatives. The appointment was not preceded by a public announcement, aligning with the family's preference for modest presentation over spectacle. Commentators described the move as a natural extension of Zara's steady public service and the royal family's emphasis on continuity and purpose. Zara Tindall formally accepted her new appointment as Special Envoy for Heritage and Sport alongside King Charles, a role centered on supporting Commonwealth youth programs, equestrian initiatives, and projects focused on empowerment through sport. The ceremony was private and modest, reflecting the royal family's emphasis on service over spectacle. That same day, Meghan Markle hosted a live-streamed event titled The Cost of Silence from Los Angeles, addressing themes of dignity, independence, and self-expression. Without naming individuals, she spoke about her experiences within the royal institution and the challenges of balancing personal truth with public expectation. Reactions to the broadcast were mixed, with both praise and criticism across media outlets. Within 24 hours, attention shifted back to the UK, where Windsor Castle unveiled a new Royal Archives exhibition titled Service in Motion. The display highlighted the work of Princess Anne, Queen Elizabeth II, and other royal family members dedicated to public service, reinforcing a message of continuity and quiet commitment that has long defined the monarchy's approach. Zara Tindall's section of the Service in Motion exhibition featured personal artifacts from her years of public and athletic service, including handwritten letters from charity initiatives, footage from hospital visits, and the riding boots she wore during her 2012 Olympic victory. The display carried no branding or promotional campaign, instead highlighting her steady contributions to sport and philanthropy. Near the exit, visitors were met with a quote from Princess Anne. Some talk of legacy, others ride it out, rain or shine. The line quickly resonated across social media as a symbol of enduring commitment. Meanwhile, photographs surfaced of Meghan Markle leaving a Los Angeles legal office, leading to speculation about potential legal actions, though no official filings were confirmed. Media analysts noted the stark difference in public tone between Meghan's continued media presence and Zara's quiet, service-oriented image. Later that evening, Zara and her husband, Mike Tindall, attended a veterans charity event at Sandringham, where witnesses described her as composed and approachable. The contrast between visibility and restraint once again defined how both women were perceived, one engaging through statements, the other through steady action. What do you think this shift says about how public figures earn trust today? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more balanced royal coverage.